So I got a little bit of a story in two parts for all of you here that I want to go over. First, I want to talk about Demon Slayer because of how well it's doing. It turns out that it's sold more. This has sold more comics than the entire American comic book industry combined, which is pretty insane if you think about it. I know One Piece has outsold Batman, but this is insane. So One Piece has actually sold Batman's lifetime sales, which is significant. It's also significant that this manga has outsold the entire industry. It comes from this blurb down here at the bottom. It was noted that the entire Western comics industry sold 15.5 million units in 2019, most said to be manga and scholastic books. Meanwhile, Kimetsu no Yaiba, I'm probably brutalizing that, I'm sorry. It's basically Demon Slayer. Only recently broke a record of having sold 100 million total comics. The article pointed out that only about 126 million people live in Japan. Some will obviously attribute the success to Japanese mangaka. I'm probably saying that wrong. Trying to make actual content instead of preaching about modern-day political topics or forcing readers to try and convert to a certain ideology. And if you think about that, that's true. Now, here's the thing. When you don't do that and you just give people good stuff like this Power Rangers Kickstarter, which I've already done a video on because this is an amazing thing. If you take this number here, 420,479, and you do the math on it with this 812 backers, the average there is $517. $517. That means just about every one of these 812 people are spending over $500 on this Kickstarter. Now, why is that significant? The buy-in really here for this Kickstarter is $500. $500. That gives you every book, whereas Tier 1 and Tier 2 are just one edition. People want the whole thing. And the significant thing here is that people probably already own this. This is just repackaged comics in a hardbound book, which looks beautiful. I'm really tempted by this. These Power Ranger books are really good, and the story is really good. It's just a good story. You don't have to like this. You don't have to pick it up. My point is people just want good books, and they're willing to pay for good books. But the comic book industry ignores it. They don't care what you want. In fact, they're going to go ahead and now try to change what's going on over in Japan. This has been kicking around. So this got sent to me. This is from back in the day. That's Love Hina stuff. There are people behind this were warning, hey, I'm going to warn you about a future where Japanese works are regulated by foreign standards. Now, that's a little bit of a problem if you think about it, because we actually get uncensored stories from Japan. This is why manga is so popular, because of the fact that they're allowed to just tell stories and not have to worry about a bunch of weirdos trying to push in politics. Now, this is a little bit of a problem, and a lot of people have been trying to change that. Viz Media, for example, has been censoring things left and right for a long time. And this has been floating around because apparently this person, from what I'm gathering from all of this, is drawing over the stuff that comes from Japan. So there's this panel that's going around. I can't show it because of TOS. It's a woman in a panel. She's opening her shirt. You can see everything, and she's saying, "Stop right there." And then right next to it is an American version from Viz, and there's a brawl that's been drawn over it. Now, people are saying apparently that this person is drawing over it. Now, it's not entirely his fault. I want to point that out, and the reason for that is because Viz hires him to do it. Okay? Viz hires this man to do this. Viz is the real culprit here. They're the ones that are censoring all of this stuff. And apparently, according to Anonymous here over on Reddit, so I can't confirm if this is 100% true, I will say, though, that I do believe it, and there's a reason that I believe it, because this is why the Love Hina person was warning against this. I'm not sure if you are aware of this, and I've tried to point this out before. When it comes to anime and all this stuff, more than half, or if not half, of all of the money made in profit from sales now comes from a Western or worldwide audience. It's beginning to eclipse the profit brought in from Japan. And as that happens, outside influence will take hold, which will lead to censorship. So according to this, Viz Media recently hired DJ Kirkland, an individual who regularly and vocally advocates for censoring or changing manga according to Western standards, and has asserted that there is going to be a conversation between stakeholders in Japan and here when it comes to creating content that appeals to more Western audience, to a position self-described by Kirkland as being close and personal to manga. Please don't buy Viz, I guess. This is a pretty big deal. I doubt they'll release what happened in that meeting, but this is just the beginning. And I expect more and more of this as global sales start to eclipse the Japanese sales. And, you know, if there's one thing they love over there in Japan is they love money and profit. And I would hope they would stick to their guns and say, hey, maybe what's making this so popular is what we're already doing. We don't need to change any of it for a bunch of weirdos on Twitter. That would be the hope. That's all I can say. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.